Okay, we've got 4 choices here. We're kind of at an angle, so that's why I'm holding them up here, and I know they're not very neat, and so if you have a bit of OCD or perfectionism, you might be slightly put off by this, and I can understand completely. But as a person trying to let go of perfectionism and things like that, I'm going to just go with it. So what I've done is I've already dealt out a bunch of cards here, and this reading is going to be an honoring of your energy. And the purpose of honoring your energy in this way today is going to be so that you can notice your thoughts about it. Because our thoughts are creating our reality. How we think, how we believe, how we perceive, and when we add feelings to that, it amplifies it and brings to us whatever it is that we've been thinking about. And so this reading isn't so much as about alchemizing or advising or anything like that, but just honoring. Because where you are at this moment, is perfect. It's perfect for you. It's perfectly the place that you're meant to be in, to take the steps that you're going to take from here. And the steps that got you here are perfect too. And I want to honor that for you. Okay, so the choices are going to be pick 1, pick 2, pick 3, and pick 4. So you want to take a deep breath and decide if one or more of these has a message for you. It's a general reading, so you're just going to want to take what resonates as true for you and leave the rest. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, you want to look in the description box below for my website. It's actually listed right here too. Actually, I forgot. And I have a calendar there. You can book a reading with me. Okay, I'm out. Actually, it's a little tongue-tied, but I'm actually not very tongue-tied. Correction, cancel, clear, delete. I don't want to put my energy towards that statement. But I'm actually offering the ability to meet with me in Second Life. If you don't know what Second Life is, it's a platform for virtual reality. And I used to participate in this platform a lot, many, many years ago. But I left it behind to come back into real life, as they say. And just now, with things coming up around what's called the metaverse, or whatever it is Facebook is offering, I thought about how Second Life actually helped me heal a lot. In a lot of ways, I had checked out of life, and I was agoraphobic for 7 years of my life. And so spending time in Second Life let me live on this virtual platform. And what happened, I realized in retrospect, was that more and more my Second Life became just like my real life, until I had kind of withdrawn from the people in Second Life, and I was kind of doing my own thing. I was building, I was making a store, I was selling my products, and I was having a lot of fun, and it was really great. But I was finding myself really isolated, but happy about it. And so it kind of gave me the stepping stone I needed to go back to real life on the terms of having lost anyone who was close to me, in terms of friendship or family or whatever. It was like, all right, well, even in my virtual life, I'm finding myself alone, and I'm okay with it. I can do it. So I stepped into real life, and have taken the steps to initiate myself back into life, into my community in some ways, and to offer my services to real life people. But now I thought it would be neat to offer my services in Second Life, in the virtual reality. So you can actually sign up for free if it's something that interests you, or if you're a member already. And what you do is you book a session with me, and we meet in the virtual reality. And there I offer 15-minute sessions, so you can actually get a shorter session with me if it's something that you just want to try out. So I just thought I would mention that because I had established it a while ago and I hadn't mentioned it to anybody. So there it is, the introduction to sessions in Second Life with me. Alright, I'm going to put these cards aside here and get started with the readings. I'm going to begin with pick one in just a moment here. So we'll put, let's do it like this. Pick two, pick three, pick four, and here's pick one. Okay, pick one. Let's honor your energy at this time. Pick one. Let's see what we have here. Spirit we're looking to honor, pick one's energy. We get the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is a card about union, balance, coming together, masculine and feminine. It can be about a relationship. It's about combining in a way that's very much on every level, right? Because we have all the colors of the rainbow here. We have every level of a way you can connect with another. And then we have nerves, lack of confidence, but it is in the reverse. Let's see what else. Care and healing. Okay, so far it's looking like you may have come into balance in a situation. Let me just come into balance on my little platform here. You may have come into balance on a situation where there was a relationship with somebody else. There may be some things and aspects that were being healed of it, that were causing nerves in the past and a lack of confidence about it. Something has changed here. Something's come into balance. You got breaking free. So the resistance that was previously in place has been broken free from. So that means something has come into understanding, because the only reason you can be in lack of confidence or nerves is when there's a misunderstanding. And healing comes with understanding. So it seems like something became clear that allowed balance to occur. Then we have dreams coming true. Wow. Wow, so beautiful. So this is something that had wanted to happen, or you had wanted to happen for a long time, I think. You may have had dreams about it. We got divine mystery, but it's in reverse. So I feel like the divine revealed something to you recently about coming into balance and about what was being misunderstood. Yeah. I'm feeling very dizzy as I read this, and I can definitely relate to this pile for sure. I became clear on something personally, so this may be an honoring of my energy as well. And I really do appreciate the honoring of it. So we've got this card about alchemize, healer, transmute, and empath. And it's also in reverse. And I feel like that understanding that came about may have been more that you came into acceptance on as things are instead of trying to change them. Yeah. Yes, the resistance was eliminated with acceptance of how things are. And what was unclear and what was being misunderstood was there was no clarity, right? And it was causing a misalignment and a struggle that was keeping you from divine love, blissful relationship, harmony, and alignment. And to compensate, I think the focus had been on abundance, luxury, self-sufficiency, and financial independence. I think because this situation was so unclear and misunderstood and nothing was sitting right, the focus was taken off of it and put on self-sufficiency, right? And in that time where self-sufficiency was focused on and there was an acceptance for how things are, it made room for the understanding to come in with the situation. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to do is ask for some things from this astrology oracle I have before we close the reading. Thank you, Spirit. I am asking if there's anything more that you'd like to honor or help us honor for pick one. Pick one, we are honoring deception, human design. I'll just lay these out, and the wisdom gained because of it. Root, grounding, dance. And pride. Okay. So it's honoring that there was a darker energy here. That because there was so much like confusion in the situation, I think things looked kind of bad, right? They looked deceptive. They looked like there was some sort of darkness, and like there was tricks being played and things like that. And then came about an understanding of how the energy was working. Right? There was space enough for these energies to kind of spread out, get comfortable, and make more sense. And then once the spread out energy was seen and a light was shined on it, the wisdom was gained. So all the pain of deception and turmoil and scheming and things that didn't feel safe, all that got turned to wisdom. And now this love, this union, is able to be grounded. Wow. That's really cool, right? I think it's really cool. Yeah, there's like, wow. There's nothing to fix. It's just about being authentically self. It's not about like trying to tweak everything and make it work and convince anybody, you know? It's like, it's almost like fair relating took precedence, where people were accepted instead of expected of. It makes me want to cry, actually, and I don't mind crying, so it's really beautiful. I'll pick one. I definitely honor you. Honor your energy and what you're going through. And I hope this is helpful to you in some way. Thank you for spending your time with me. I'm going to end your reading there. I'm going to move on to pick two. I picked 2. Okay, let's take a look at your energy to be honored here in this reading. Temperance. Something is being divinely guided here. Oh, I just felt like there maybe have been a death. Let me see what's going on here. The Empress. Exhaustion, giving up, overwhelm. Emotionally balanced, compassionate, and diplomatic. Clear cognizance. So clear cognizance with the King of Cups. Okay, so before I look at these 2 cards, I'm going to just start saying what I feel. Okay, so I feel like you started to see signs, symbols, synchronicities, things that it was like you couldn't ignore it anymore. There was just when you felt like you couldn't give anymore, you got a sign, or a kind person came into your life, or you saw an example of someone who was very well balanced and fertile and beautiful and life-giving, and just a series of things that you were forced to look at and realize that maybe even you knew things before they were happening. You got visions, you just knew, you got downloads about who was going to say what, or how somebody in your life was feeling, things like that. And I feel like through this process of what's been happening for you, you knew that you were being guided. You knew that there was someone, something, or your highest self was there with you, giving these clues, so to speak, this information that was very useful to you. And maybe even you felt like people were being used to assist you, like earth angels, or like you were in that role of being an earth angel for others. That's very possible as well. So there may be 2 categories of people here. You know, some that have been more further along in their journey of spiritual awakening, and some that are just beginning it may have chosen this pile. Okay, before I go on, let's see what these are. Yeah, practitioner. And I feel like this has been just kind of a hobby, maybe, to start with. Maybe it was you saw somebody and it awakened a curiosity in you. You saw somebody either for them to help you, like you went to a card reader, or you had a astrology reading, or a Reiki session, or a medium came into your life, something like that. Maybe a magician even, a priest. Something made you really curious and opened you up on a bigger level of who you really are and what you're here to do. And perhaps it came at a time where you've had been suffering some sort of obsessions or compulsions, and then you came to this point where you were just tired and you were able to put it down. You found the strength somehow, and maybe you were broken open through the heart through some sort of acts of kindness that others brought to you, or that you performed for others. I think you may be realizing that you are a practitioner of magic, and that you are definitely here for a purpose. You may be discovering what that purpose is, or at least parts of it, more parts of it. Okay. Let's ask the astrology oracle for anything else we should be honoring for pick 2. I think this really puts you at ease. Things seem like they've just been falling into place, and you've been realizing the truth of things and the truth of who you are. And you know what you are because you know what you're not. You know, you can see the ways you've changed and grown, and you've seen the way that you're different from other people, and you see that you're constantly kind of growing and evolving, whereas there may be like a more how can I say this? I want to say this in the most delicate, polite way, but a stuckness about the people that you can see yourself in contrast to, right? They're still doing the same thing, or maybe when you were stuck doing the same thing over and over again and then let that go because it just became too much, you were able to let go and go in this other direction. Like maybe you realized that it was so far off the path you wanted to be on, you were able to put it down. And so you realized where you did want to go by knowing where you didn't want to be. And that could have been from your own practices of doing whatever you were doing a lot of, or by seeing other people doing a lot of that thing and not wanting to do that. It could have been a bit of both. Wow. Well, pick 2. That is a look at the energy that we are honoring for you today. I hope that you find this helpful in some way. I'm going to end your reading there, and I want to thank you for spending your time with me. Bye now. I'm going to move on to pick 3. Okay, pick 3. This is your reading. I'm going to take a look at your energy in order to honor it. Wow. That's the Star card. So this is a healing journey. This is being healed or healing others. This is being inspired by the stars, by the divine, by your connection to spirit, to otherworldly things. But also you're doing it in such a grounded way. You're really close to the earth and shining in a place where it can tend to be dark. Okay, let's see. I think it took a lot. You had to let go of some things that were not serving you. And you knew that these things were kind of draining you spiritually. And maybe even that translated to loss of energy or health. I think you had to look at the agreements, what you were agreeing to in your life. And this may have included the way you talked to yourself, what you accepted for yourself, and how you treated yourself in certain situations. There was some surrender. Okay, so I've been facing these cards towards me, but I meant to face them towards you, so I'm just going to turn these around, okay? Surrender to divine timing, radical self-overcoming. Yes, yes. I believe a big part of this was that you noticed some negative self-talk. a story that you had been telling yourself that was not serving you very well. It was keeping you down. It was making you feel out of your integrity. It was making you feel untrusting. It was making you see things through a lens of fear instead of love. It was causing you to have to work really hard and still suffer losses. Yeah, but I think that you remained optimistic and throughout the whole time, right? And that you were probably required to and able to forgive yourself for having done what you did and having been in the situations you were in. Yes, self-forgiveness was definitely a big part of this. You got problem resolved. You worked through something that was holding you back for a while. And what I get from this is we got the occult in reverse. Maybe you thought that it was an outside influence that was hurting you. I think you may have attributed all your losses and the trying and the hard work and the failure to something attacking you, like evil eye or jealousy or envy, or something outside of yourself where you thought people were sabotaging, or just it was something outside of yourself that you attributed to, like magic, right? But I think that you actually caught on to the pattern. Even thinking that caused you to really get nicer to yourself in a way that actually protected you from anything outside. That you lifted your vibration and loved yourself so much that even if any of that was true and even if any of that was happening, it could never get in anymore. Okay? So we're just now going to ask the astrology oracle for anything else about this. Yeah, there was melancholia, some drama and grief and chaos. Wow, look at you. And no wonder you felt like you were under attack. Oh yeah. There was also, like, the attack that you were under was the equivalent of how you were talking to yourself on the inside, sometimes kind of in the background. And I believe that you established your boundaries around a bunch of stuff, right? And you gained wisdom on the situation, so having gone through it really helped you understand things from a different angle and see things from a different view and understand how things work. You got free of the energy that would allow anyone to lie to you, or that would allow you to lie to yourself. You may have been dealing with somebody who was dishonest to you, somebody was bringing chaos and drama and grief. You put up your boundary with them, saw things for what they really were, and moved on. And before you had done that, you were really, this melancholia would mean that you were kind of, drained from it, right? But you've gotten free. You got free, you did this, and this is an honoring of your energy. This is an honoring of where you're at, what you've done. Let's celebrate how far you've come. Okay? And we know you have, I feel like this energy of like, oh, I've just gotten started, kind of like you are about to just, wow. But let's focus on the reading as honoring where you're at, but we want to acknowledge also that this is where you're at, which is perfect for you at this time, and celebrate how far you've come. Well, I hope this is helpful for you. Pick 3. And I'm going to end your reading there, and I want to thank you for spending your time with me. Okay, take care. I picked 4. This is an honoring of your energy at this time. Let's take a look what we got. Ace of Cups. Okay, so I think your heart's opening. Oh, wow. I got inner happiness. Indulgence, dissatisfaction, playing small, lack of foresight, unexpected delays, an emerging idea. So here we got the Ace of Cups, which came upright, but then we got the Ace of Wands in reverse, with the Three of Wands in reverse and the Nine of Cups in reverse. So, an emerging idea, delays. It's like, I think you opened you got inspired to an idea, or your heart was opening, and you kind of wanted to keep it to yourself, right? Like you don't want to go out there and flash around and show everybody or something, because maybe you just don't want anyone to mess with it. You're just kind of indulging in it yourself for a while. You're kind of just like being in it. You got music, dance, free, fox, Hermes, fool, tricks. Okay. So, but despite your opening heart, maybe you're just surrounded by people, places, or things that you don't feel are clear. So you're not sure if you can, like, trust this open heart with the situations around you. It's like you're birthing something new for yourself here, and you just want to treasure it for a while for yourself. We got a new earth, and we got these mountains, which to me represent burdens, but with a beautiful scene and payoff, and something that we take a step at a time, right? And it can even be like 3 burdens, because this is the 3 of clubs. And look, here's the second time we got the dancing and the music. We got kick up your heels. So I think you are taking the time to really savor the open-heartedness that you're experiencing before you traverse what you expect will be more challenges. Okay? Yeah, you're being in your childlike energy. You're reparenting yourself while you're in this state of enjoying, of curiosity, of freedom, of dance, of play, of fantasy, of imagination, of healing, of nurturance, of self. And by doing this, you are transforming the foundation of who you are, like who you became as a result of the home that you grew up in. It's transforming at this kind of beautiful level where you may have felt like you were in the dark for a long time around things that felt just a lot of weight and challenging and unsupportive, but you're able to shine despite it. You're able to shine around it, kind of. And I feel like you may even know that this is affecting your relationship with your own children or parents. Like, and it may be indirectly. It may just be within yourself and how you feel about it. We got missed opportunity in reverse, so perhaps something that you thought you missed out on is coming back around because of this. And you're recognizing that there was an unhappy family situation, and it may be family that you're having to kind of step away from and not really share this space that you're enjoying with, because you want to really strengthen it. You know, it's just in its baby stages. You're just getting used to it. Maybe you're trying to avoid some unhappy family situations by celebrating and enjoying yourself and things like that. Okay, let's ask the astrology oracle for anything else about honoring pile 4's energy at this time. How can we honor pile 4's energy at this time? Maybe there's some things like that you were invited to that were family things that you decided to just pass on. That could be like the missed opportunities. It was like, I think I'm going to have to sit this one out while I secretly dance at home kind of thing. Yeah, okay, let's go from here. Yeah, you may have had to cut people off, perhaps family members, perhaps opportunities. Like maybe you had a lot of opportunities and you were just trying to decide, and you've been able to like whittle down your choices. This definitely has to do with how you relate to other people and maybe even a specific person. There's some Leo energy, so self-expression. I feel like you put in a lot of devotion and time into a situation and maybe feel like you didn't get out of it what you put in. And so now you may have like realized that you just need to fill up your own cup and enjoy it for a while. You've ended the cycle of giving too much with an expectation of getting something back. You've given up the need to feel anxious and not trust yourself, and you've stepped into the Fool energy, this energy of not knowing, and you've stepped into this energy of celebrating, and you know, you're loving yourself through the victimization that you may have felt in the situation that you're in, or the times that you actually were victimized in your family. And it may not have been an intentional thing. You know, this could just be a way where your love and affection was a transaction, or it was like, you know, you were expected upon, like you had to live up to certain expectations, and you know, maybe missing family functions was not an option because of the expectation that you would be there, you know, things like that. You're letting go of that cycle. And I think you might have even had to speak up. I think you might have had to express yourself in a really passionate way, it could have been, but you shined a light on this, not just for yourself, but like you might have had to tell people, like, I'm gonna be doing my thing here for a while here. Like, I'm just gonna be focusing on me. I need to do this instead. You got 10 plus years, so this is a cycle that you've been in for quite some time, and it's something that you came to Earth to experience, okay? And I think that what you're leading yourself into is feeling much more content than you ever have. Like, this anxiety is leaving because you were able to step into this energy of your power, of expressing and being authentic with how you felt about what was going on. And there still may be a part of you that feels a little anxious because it's new territory for you. It's like you just stepped into this place where it's like, oh, what's going to happen now? I've never been in this space before. I better just enjoy it while it's here, right? But what it is leading to is you being able to step in, to stay in your power and to shine your light in the way that you were meant to here on Earth. And so what that brings me to say is, like, these energies that you traverse, that you've been in, were actually serving you up this situation. So the way we honor you is to honor that as well, that all of it was part of it, right? That it was a perfect journey to get you to where you are, knowing what you needed to know, and that you do have a lot more to do, but where you are right now is perfect for you. Yeah. Wow, pick 4, very nice. Good for you. So this is how we honor your energy. I hope you feel honored and seen. And I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. I hope this is helpful in some way. Take care now.